Hi, I'm Ryan Berry, Daily Advocate and Early Bird. This is In Depth, and today we've got a great announcement coming up from the Darke County Fair. It is announcement day for the entertainment. That's always a special time for the Darke County Fair, is as you get in close to spring and you guys make your announcement on who the artist will be this year. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit about the fair. The fair always brings in, about 100,000 people every year come through the gates, somewhere around there.
And more.
More.
We've had some record-breaking years where we've neared almost 200,000 people. But
yeah, and so it's a great time. It's a great tourist attraction for Darke County. Brings in a lot of money to not just the fairgrounds, but the vendors that are there, even the hotels that are outside of the fairgrounds, and also the businesses that are in Greenville and Darke County. So always a great thing to have is the Darke County Fair. The third Friday in August is when it all gets kicked off. I'm not sure what the dates are this year, but you can always count it. Third Friday in August.
That's correct.
What are some of the big events that take place in front of the grandstand? We know about the junior fair. We know the animal shows. Always great to see the animals at the fair. But a lot of things happen outside of those barns. The gazebo, the grandstand. Oh. What's coming back this year in front of the grandstand?
In front of the grandstand. So one of the biggest events is obviously the Derby. The Derby draws a lot of people in there. We've got tractor pulls. We've got harness racing. Obviously the concert. There's motorcycle races on Friday night. The cheerleading competition. That's still coming in. We're still going to do the bike giveaway. The Fair Board, they purchase bikes and they allow kids to come in free of charge, get a ticket and try to win a bike. They give 100 bikes away. And maybe I missed something as I'm working through there, but I probably should have went in order from day one to from the end, but I started backwards.
Well, cheerleading is always on Friday.
Yeah, cheerleading's first. I started with the Derby and I kind of went backwards, but no, there's so much to come and see at the fair. As you said, the junior fair, a lot of shows going on. It's always neat to go see the Veterans Building. That's kind of an overlooked building that most people don't go into. But if you know it's there and you go in and see some of the older items that are in there, they've done a good job inside that building, kind of making it a museum-like. Very nice building, the fine arts display, the domestic arts display. And then, of course, you got all your vendors and food vendors, your games, your rides, and down to your horse barns and all the way through the fair. And it's, people ask me different times what my favorite part of the fair is, and it's hard to, I enjoy being a part of the kids' lives and learning, kind of teaching them some things. But the fair in a whole is just such a great event that it's hard to pick one thing.
Right. I mean, even if you missed a couple, the basement of the Coliseum is another great space with the flower show and then the agriculture.
So you're going to get me in trouble here.
I know. I'm just helping. I'm helping you out.
I know. It's hard to think of everything.
It is.
Really.
I mean, from the Spiritual Life Center to the veterans. There's so many things. Just walking up and down the midways. Sometimes you got to come more than once just to see everything. The vendors that we have at the fair always have great displays, whether it's in the Coliseum or whether it's out on the fairgrounds. Always something to see. Always fun to see the new stuff that's coming out. But yeah, I mean, the Derby was always Dave Niley's baby for the past however many years, and we were. I guess before he passed, we were fortunate to know that he was going to be in the Ohio Fair Managers Association Hall of Fame.
That's a big deal. I mean,
what were your recollections of Dave? I know I'm putting you on the spot. We didn't talk about this ahead of time, but
you know what? I grew up with Dave. I grew up in town, and when I needed something done with my bicycle, Dave would fix it. And he was the guy that came out and he would charge me a quarter. And he always told me, he said, Brian, the reason I charged you a quarter is so that you understand that it takes, that you have to pay for things, and I want you to be responsible. So then when I got on the board, Dave kind of took me under his wing and shared things with me. And, Dave is involved in a lot of things in this county and was an asset to the Fair Board. Mm-hmm. And it just warmed my heart to see that Dave got on the OFMA Hall of Fame, because not very many people can achieve that. And Dave did that. And that's because, Dave, had a large heart in everything that he did. And Fair Board being one of those things.
Right. And I always remember the especially after some tragedies that took place right outside the fairgrounds. Dave was on that safety committee from there on, and really worked hard. He, Jim Zimbrink, and probably several others worked hard to make the fairgrounds safe.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, it takes a lot of thought working with the sheriff's department and even all the state the state workers and putting their signs up and everything that we do. There's a big group of people that meet. Well, of course, I think you've been to some of those meetings as well, and it's the city fire department, the police department, and again, I'm going to miss somebody, but there's
the
a
township rescue, there's township fire, now spirits involved,
a large group of people.
So a large group of people that have worked really hard to make this fairground safe, and Dave Niley was a part of that for so many years, and he truly will be missed. But again, when I was talking about the demo derby, and last year I believe it sold out, didn't it?
Yeah, it sells out about every year. Dave has brought more bleachers in the infield to try to allow for more seating, put some track seating on there, and has increased the revenue of the derby, while Dave was in charge of it. And
wow.
It's I don't know how big you want to try to make it, but I think he's got it about as big as maybe you'd want to try to have it without it being 2 days or something.
Exactly, and it's always fun to see it. It really is. It's just fun to see people wrecking other people's cars, other than my wife wrecking a car. I hope she don't watch that. But other things in front of the grandstand, obviously the cheerleaders. That's a big one. The band spectacular with the high school bands. That's another great show. Is it 2 days of tractor pulls this year, or just one?
Just one.
Just one tractor pulls this year. Motorcycle racing. Is that on Friday evening?
Yes, motorcycle racing on Friday. We'll tell a little bit here that the concert is on Saturday. So the harness racing got shuffled around, and I'm not, now that the dates have kind of moved around a little bit, I'm not exactly.
But all these dates will be on your website.
They will be.
Which is Darke County, GreatDarkeCountyFair.org.
That's correct. .com.
Yep. Great Darke County, and we'll put that on the screen as we're going through, so people know where they can click. But that all will be eventually on your website, and will be in the fair book as well when that comes out. So a lot of ways to find that information, when things are and when tickets go on sale for a lot of those things. But speaking of when tickets go on sale, it looks like, tickets go on sale 9 a.m. Saturday, March 4th. By phone and internet only. And then on Monday, March 6th, tickets can be purchased at the fair box office. Now, we have not given the name of the band that's going to be there, but we're looking at probably just the one concert this year. And for the first time, probably, I don't know if it's in a long time, but it's going to be on Saturday, as you said, Saturday, August 19th.
That's correct.
8:30 p.m. So go ahead and make the announcement. Who is going to be this year's fair entertainment?
Well, this year's fair entertainment, and again, we when we start to select our entertainment, we do that early on, and then once we get a signed contract, they tell us, we work out a marketing agreement with them as to when we can announce. Mm-hmm. So as some people may look on here and say, well, why do you pick certain days to announce? This was mutually agreed on between us and the artist, and then we're committed to doing that. But this year, I'm pleased to present that the Darke County Fair is going to have Whiskey Myers. And when we first started talking about that, I for one was thinking, well, I've heard the name, but I can't remember where. Whiskey Myers is a group. They've been on the country charts, but they're one of their big things, and many of you probably already know this. Yellowstone, the series, they perform on their soundtrack, and they've also been on the series Yellowstone on one of the episodes. So many of you out there probably already know who Whiskey Myers is. I, for one, had to start looking them up because they're an iTunes group. You don't typically hear them on the radio. You might a little, but you're going to see them more or hear them more on an iTunes or a device.
Right, yeah. And just looking at some of the things on here, they debuted #1 on the country and Americana folk sales charts, at #2 on the rock chart, right. #6 on the all genre Billboard 200 chart. So they've really had a lot of success. It may be one of these bands just because they are an iTunes type band that You may not know them, but you probably heard their music at some point or another.
Yeah. Yeah, we feel like, when we booked Lady Antebellum, that was one of the big groups that we booked, and we kind of got them, and once people, well, they were actually growing when we booked them, and once people realized what kind of a group they was, tickets sold very, very fast, and when I first looked at Whiskey Myers and heard it, and I thought, man, I've not heard of them specifically, but then once I've listened to the music, it's like, oh yeah, I've heard that. I just didn't know the name that went with the music. I feel like this group, Whiskey Myers, will sell extremely fast as well.
And you had the same thing when you had Georgia Florida Line.
Yeah, Florida Georgia Line.
I'm dyslexic there, but yeah, that was kind of a surprise band for you. They hit it right at the right times. And we're thinking with Yellowstone, maybe this is what we're going to see here.
We're fortunate that we have been able to pick some groups that, as people learn and hear their music, and they're like, yeah, this is a good group. We've heard them before, and we've our seating, we can only hold so many. Now we will have some standing room availability like we have in the past several years, and we're going to do the same thing with this group. But we feel like it's going to be a sellout potentially here for us.
Well, I'm excited about it. And again, tickets will go on sale March 4th by phone and internet only. And you can get onto the Darke County Fair website to find out the information on how to purchase those tickets. That will be up soon.
And those are all sold through eTix, the same ticketing platform that we've used in the past several years, which is eTix. So you can go on eTix website, buy directly through eTix. You can get on our website, and it'll link you to the eTix app to purchase through eTix. Or you can come in, hopefully if you wait, hopefully there's a ticket for you if you want to walk through the door. My side of it is, hopefully they sell so fast that,
Right. But and we're not expecting any Taylor Swift breakdowns on the e-tickets.
No, we think it'll be a nice, calm,
Should be all right. Should be all right.
Yep.
But excited about this concert. Excited with who you have, because I think we're going to see another Lady A or another Florida Georgia Line kind of concert coming out of this one this year. And you guys always do a great job. And booking's not the easiest thing to do anymore.
Yeah.
It is, speaking from somebody that's with the Illumination Festival Committee, getting those groups, it's tough anymore, and trying to find the right artist or the right artist in the budget, that's difficult to do.
Yeah, and they route. They have to come from they can't drive over, I think it's 600 miles. They can't play or perform, within 100 miles, of any given, there's a span there.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that go into play, and, with country concert and some other events that happen, it makes it a little more difficult, and with all these venues popping up, whether it's the Rose or, you have to make sure that, they're not playing this year, they're not doing this here, they're not doing that this year.
Right.
The good thing is, if you want to see Whiskey Myers, you're going to be coming to the Darke County Fair
exactly
to do that.
Well, and then also, if they have another Darke County connection, Whiskey Myers does, up at Eldora, because they are, we were researching it a little bit, they are the sponsor, one of the sponsors for the World of Outlaw Racing Series, so the sprint car series. So
they do have a little tie of giving back to the Darke County area.
Yeah, so
that's kind of neat in itself.
So whether you're up at Eldora, that might give you some ideas to buy a ticket, come down here, see them perform on August 19th. And again, that's going to be a Saturday night. This is different from before. It's a Saturday night. It's not a Sunday night. It's not a Wednesday night, but it is on Saturday night.
That's correct.
So excited about that. Excited about the Darke County Fair. Always excited about the Darke County Fair. There's just so much to do and see and be a part of and eat. I
can probably tell you every food vendor that's at the Darke County Fair, even though I can't tell you everything that's at the fair.
Exactly. I mean, no, it's a great 9 days and 9 nights of a lot of fun.
Yep.
Every day is fun, and the entertainment in front of the grandstand is great, but there's also a lot of great entertainment there at the gazebo as well throughout the week. So a lot of music, a lot of great fun. We hope that you will become part of it. Remember, get your tickets on March the 4th. And if you don't want to do it online, go in March the 6th and buy your tickets then. Let's get this thing sold out quickly, and you guys can move on and start working on other things and worry about other things.
I know they're going to bring somebody in to kind of open for them. They have different, different people they use, and I haven't heard who it is yet, but I'm kind of hoping it's the fellow that plays on Yellowstone that he hasn't been taken to the bus station yet, but but anyway, that'd be cool if he was there.
That would be nice. So, Brian, thank you for being a part of this. And again, we're looking forward to what's going to happen at the fair. I know there's been a lot of changes here lately, and I think those are good changes with the people that have come on. And I think the fair is going to be very, very successful.
Yep, there's some fresh ideas and some, everybody's wanting to dig in and do some things. So
right, some new people on there always means great ideas, or at least some new ideas. So looking forward to seeing that. So Brian, once again, thank you.
No problem.
And keep watching. We'll have more here in the future. Brian said he'll come back. He is the media liaison for the Darke County Fair, so you will see a lot more of him over the next 6 months. It's 6 months and 5 days.
Count her down. It won't be long. It'll be here before you.
Summer. Will be here. Excellent. So thank you for watching. Again, keep watching from the Darke County, from the Daily Advocate and the Early Bird. This is In Depth.